Hello guys, so welcome to our channel again. This is our final video on HTML series. Okay, in this section I'm going to cover about frames. Now first I'm going to talk about frame sets, but actually it is now we don't use frame sets anymore, we use iframes. But to understand HTML basics, it is good practice to use frame sets first. Okay, now what does a frame set do? The frame tag can be used to divide the page into frames. Now, this is useful when you have another web page to show in your page. You can use frames. First, I created 3 web pages in my desktop where I have the main document. Okay, and these web pages have nothing, only colors. Okay, and if I go to the browser, this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. The color is the only change here, nothing else. Now this is our main page. Okay, now how can we put these 3 pages into our main page? Okay, first I'm going to type frame set, then columns for columns. Now we are dividing the page by columns. Okay, now the values are, you can give as much as values you can want by putting commas in between them. Okay, let's take an example. It's easier to understand it by example. I'm giving it 25% and then I'm putting a comma and 50% and comma and let's say 25%. Now if you take all, it takes the whole 100% of the page, and I close the apostrophe and I am putting frame set here. Okay, I'm closing it. Now let's understand this a little bit. Now what does this do is, in this frame set tag, we are dividing columns into 25%, 50% and 25%. So if you take a page, now we have these columns. Using the frame tag and then using src attribute, you have to tell what page you are inserting into the main page. Okay, now for example, the file I created is A. I named it A. So I'm going to put it a.html and I'm going to close the tag here. Now what does this do is, I divided the main frame to 3 parts by columns, and for the first column I gave this page I created. Okay, like that I need to do this 3 times. Why? Because I have divided the page into 3 times. And the second one is B. Okay, and the third one is C. Okay, this is I created files. Okay, A, B, C. Okay, now I think you can understand this. By the frame set tag, I divided into 3 columns and I used each column these web pages I created in the same directory. Okay, these are in the desktop too. And if I save this and go to the web browser, now you can see this is the first one. First one is 25%. Now here in this gray color we have this 25% page, and the next one 50%. Okay, 50%, and you can see it is, see the width. Now this is the twice of this is this green color is green, and the final one blue color, it's also 25%. So that is how we use frame set. Okay, so this is the end of HTML basics tutorial. Now as I promised, I'm going to give you a little project to work with everything we have discussed. So the project is to create this page. Now this page is totally on HTML. I haven't used any CSS or any JavaScript or anything, just HTML. I used only HTML. So with everything we have discussed in our tutorial, you can build this project. So it's a good way to test your memory, and it's a good way to practice HTML with doing simple projects. Okay, so thank you for being with us throughout this tutorial course, and see you soon with another tutorial series.